Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Life is Better with Music with Gavin and Mitchell. And we're going to start off the episode with more bad news. Kevin could not join us again. And Mitchell, tell everybody why.
His computer kind of just backfired.
I got a text from Mitchell while I was setting all my stuff up, and it said Kevin's computer went blue, and I was like, blue coats or blue
Coats.
up? Like
Coats.
it just so hopefully next week, and if not, he may just join us by phone. Like he'll have his phone on Zoom, or hopefully he'll buy something or have his computer fixed. Who knows? And if
We'll
not,
figure it out.
we'll have a different person next week. But today's going to be a busy day. A lot of shows this last week, and also we had DCI Mason last Wednesday that we all got to talk about. But, I mean,
Yes,
before we
sir.
get started, obviously make sure you're all staying on top of everything that's going on at the website and all the social medias. Update on Hades. We got part 1 all the way done. Part 2 is more than halfway done now. It's about, I'd say, 65% done. So, give or take, by Friday, it should probably be done. And then I gotta start on the ballad. We love a ballad, but ballads don't take like that long to write, because since it's a slower tempo, the time is a lot longer. But besides for that, let's get into this. And you may realize the screens are a little different. We're both on the screen now, and you're gonna see a little gray bar when I start sharing screens. It's because something with Zoom right now. It's a little different, but we'll make it through it. We'll make it through it. And uh, is that good on you? Is the gray bar there?
No, you're good.
Awesome. Okay. So things are we're still testing everything out. Every episode's getting slightly different. We're trying to see if we like the dual, the going back and forth with the speaker. We figured out to have us on the side the whole entire time. From episode 3 with what happened with it just kind of cut us off. But that same button that I learned I'm not supposed to click, now I have to click it. So
Come on.
who even knows anymore? But let's get back into music. Like this is a music podcast for a reason. So before we get into all these scores, there's 2 things I kind of want to address. So we kind of took Mandarin's uniforms a little hard. Now they got a jacket. How do you feel
I
about
like
this?
it. I like it much better.
I like it a lot more. And if you look at the top, like, yeah,
Yeah, it
left,
has the logo. Yeah.
yeah, it has the logo on it, so it's kind of like a cool thing, that like kind of like what Boston does, how they have Waldo hidden throughout it, Peep Waldo, but you have it like hidden on the uniform somewhere. So I like it a lot better with the jacket, because it just seems when they had nothing, it just seems like they were working out at a gym,
Right.
like with a just a weird fake ab set of abs on them, like.
Right.
But with the jacket, I like it a lot more. And I think
Oh yeah.
I don't know 100% sure, but I think percussions are slightly different. Like
I
the
think
drum line
so.
is like very
Maybe.
slight difference, but it just could be from the picture I saw. But I mean, overall, the update on their uniforms, I like it a
Looking
lot
clean.
more.
Looking
Definitely
clean.
definitely puts them up the scale. But come on, Santa Clara Vanguard, where's yours?
Who
um,
knows?
who even knows?
I think that just might be their uniform this year.
I hope not. It probably is at this stage of the game, but like that's personally, it's not my favorite Vanguard uniform.
Yeah. Not mine.
So before we get into shows, we're gonna address one more thing. Well, I guess 2 more things. So tonight, these are the shows that are still going on. We have scores from who tonight?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, and we'll do Atlanta by the end of the episode when we get to the end of the score, since it's the most recent. But these are the other two shows that are going on tonight that we won't be covering. But this is the thing I want to cover, and we'll look at the videos again later. There are two videos I need Mitchell to watch, and I want to see if he's caught it or not. So it's Blue Knights for 2022.
Oh, yep, I saw it. Oh, I know.
It's Blue Coats.
I know.
2019. And he probably already sees it, but...
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Still love those uniforms.
Oh my god, it's Matt. It's one of my friends who's on the snare line at Blue Knights.
Beat Matt.
There he is. He's double center right next to snare right next to the quad.
Was the video clean for you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. But then, oh wait, no, not this. That's this year. This year. See, that's a show that you did not need to do a part 2 to. I'm just saying.
No. It served its
but
justice.
For the audience who may not follow drum corps fully, or may have not even noticed, you can see here these circle props that Blue Coats used in 2019 are the exact same ones that Blue Knights are using this year. So
what is it with band or groups using like reusing props this year?
Especially the Blue Coats props. That's two cores reusing Blue Coats props.
What is it?
I mean, the Void show, Welcome to the Void with Crest, right? It's Crest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their show theme. But Blue Knights, I think they're just like, oh, let's use some circles. So Blue Coats is probably selling them. Let's go ask them and repaint them. Because I saw a post about that the other day, and then I saw this clip, and I was like, we're going to talk about that tonight.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not, like, noticeable if you really don't notice, but people notice that type of stuff, especially with, like, the little, I think, hand grips you can see that are on the sides. Like, it's clearly the same exact props. And they have about the same number, too, so just saying. So, Blue Knights and Blue Coats are now using the same props from different years, just like Crest did with the chair and a bunch of other chorus props. Did they end up repainting the chair, or is the chair still the same color?
I think it's just the same color.
Imagine if they kept it the same color. The circles are white and orange.
Yeah, I was going to say bright orange. Oh, God.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, looking at their color guard uniforms and their uniform would not really fit 100%.
No.
But, I mean,
I saw the rest of those Blue Coats props last year.
Yeah.
Saw them rolling up at Boston.
So we're gonna get into our plethora of scores here tonight. But before we get into all of these scores, we went to DCI Mason.
Yes, sir.
Almost got rained out. And we had Columbus Saints there, Cincinnati Tradition, Music City, Crossman, and Blue Coats. And we have clips of mainly Cincinnati Tradition in the lot. They were like, we only really got to see them play in the lot along with Columbus Saints. And then it started raining, so then we kind of ran to the stadium, and then the performances started, so we just kind of stayed. So we have a few clips of the night, but before we get to that, where are these nice Mason scores? There it are. There are they. So we had Blue Coats on top of the night with 76.3, and then Crossman, Music City, Cincinnati Tradition, and Columbus Saints. That's obviously what we probably would have expected going into that performance.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we saw Music City in person, right? You didn't see Music City in person?
Nope.
Because as soon as I saw Music City's uniforms in person that night, I was like, whew, I love those uniforms. They're interesting, but it's just very different, I guess I would say, for me. It's like their cape is like almost like see-through. It's weird. It gives off a weird transparent vibe to it.
It goes with the show.
Yeah, definitely goes with the show. And Crossman, obviously, with their Mobius trip going all over the place and switching up everything. But their show that night, I think I remember saying it to you, it felt so long. Their show felt like the longest that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like the way they started it. They started it off with like one of their slower movements.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't a big fan of that. Because, when I come to drum corps, I want power right out of the bat, personally.
Right.
Like just something loud.
Yeah, I get that.
Or like, because like in 2016 Relentless, like they pulled off like a small little quiet beginning leading into the Medea hit that Tarpon did in 2019 that I did not personally like. We did it flipped. We had the fanfare first, and then the boom, 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 boom. We did that after the hit, but in Crown, they built up to that. So, I don't like it when it starts off like a slower section.
Right.
It's like how it always is, and how it builds up to that powerful impact. But that's just a personal thing, and obviously we saw Blue Coats in person. I will say I did get a nice Blue Coat shirt though. It was a Rifts and Revelations shirt, and it's like tie-dye. It's like a light blue tie-dye. And
interesting.
Yeah, it's a really nice shirt. I have to. I don't know if I showed you because I didn't. We parted ways.
Yeah,
right
I had to go
after
see
the
some
show.
people from Coates and Music City. That were at the show.
You bumped into a couple cadets people. I bumped into my Boston tuba buddy. But
Also that I know.
yeah, I
go
know.
to school with him. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to UK, so that was kind of ironic that you walked up to me. He's like, "Hey, I found a Boston person." I'm like, "Who?" Like all the way out in Mason. Besides from me, like I live in Columbus, so it was just cool. I mean, does he live in Kentucky? So okay, that makes more sense then.
Yeah, it's only a 2-hour drive, if that, from Mason to Lexington.
About the same for you.
Yeah.
And it was only like an hour 15 for me, so not that bad.
No.
We also got canes that day.
Yes, we did. Oh, I didn't tell you. They're putting a Canes and Fishers in Noblesville, right next to Carmel.
See, look at that. Look, this is completely off topic, but look at that. You're gonna have a Canes by your house, so you don't have to drive all the way to Kentucky or Ohio just to
Dude,
get
I'm so happy.
it.
You don't understand how happy I am.
That's amazing.
It's glorious.
So I before we get into the Mason videos, I will say that that night, this was July 6th, DCI Mason. I got in my car and I looked at the scores across the board, and Boston was on top of everybody.
Yeah.
It's not the case now, but but for
They're
those
still in top three.
for that yeah we're still in top three, but for that day or two, yeah, average they're second, but the most recent score, if you look, they had the highest. And I think Devils had performed just the day before too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's also with the West Coast little, you can argue the point inflation over there with the West Coast scores, and it's kind of like with the same way with BOA, how like in certain areas there's like a little inflation boost, and what area usually is it for BOA? Is it usually Texas?
I think Texas scores are a little inflated, just personally. When you have shows that in San Antonio that pop like a 96, 97,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, are you for real right now? Like, are you?
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's
then
also
you,
with just how like the judge panels are in those areas too, because it's usually like the same variety of judges.
well, I mean, see, the
So.
the problem I have with that is the how it. Granted, I get that San Antonio's usually your last show, and that's when your show peaks for a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Texas groups, but come on. When people are like, oh, yeah, someone had, let's just say the San Antonio champion had a higher score than the Grand National champion.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to say that the Texas group is the best group in the country, prove it in Nats.
Yeah, I mean, because when
You
it
can
all
play
comes
against
down to
Texas
it,
fans all day, but you don't
yeah,
throw in with the if you don't throw in with like like the big dogs in the Midwest and Tarpon and Broken Arrow. What are you? Are you so cool? You're the champion of Texas.
yeah,
Whatever.
and I mean, there's again like all those BOA I know this is not DCI related, but it kind of goes into play with scoring. But in the end of the day, obviously every group's just trying to perform the best they can,
Right.
especially, and they want to be the top of their state. So yeah, you can be the top of the state for Texas, but if you don't come to Grand Nats, the scores are going to be different. I've seen honestly throughout the scores throughout this last week, just from like different locations with certain cores like going into different areas of the U.S. You can see that like people drop and people rise in certain areas, and that's just with how the points are and how the judges are in these areas of the country. Like if I perform the same show in Atlanta to California, it's probably not going to be the same.
Right.
If the performance was the exact same, no, nothing else, just different judge panels, the score won't be the same.
No.
So I mean, with that's where like everyone brings up the West Coast inflation or the Texas inflation for BOA, and it's not. I mean, again, it's not like a bad thing. It's just how the areas are. It's just how the judge panels are. That's how everything is, like judging wise in the world. Even with show choir, like
Right.
there's different inflations in show choir.
I just really just don't agree with when people are like, oh, this group would have won had they come to nationals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay. Well,
I
you
mean,
didn't
yeah.
come
If
to
you put this,
nationals.
yeah, if you put the scores against each other, I mean, yeah, technically in Texas scoring standards, it would probably be that way, but in Indianapolis Grand National standards,
Who knows? You could have a
who
completely different
knows?
champion. I
Is
mean,
it like,
there's a good chance that, like if Hebron went this year, there was a really good chance they would have won. But, Broken Arrow also had a really good show. And,
yeah,
they've never, Hebron and Broken Arrow didn't compete head to head. But, that's not Broken Arrow's fault. That's
mm-hmm,
not. And I get it. Trust me, I understand the finances with bringing a band to nationals. Like, that is so expensive.
oh yeah,
But especially
especially
with a
when you
bigger
live
band.
that far. Like
Right.
for us, even Tarpon, like we try every other year because
Hmm.
Tarpon to Indiana or Texas to Indiana isn't really a cheap trip.
No, it's not. But that's where people. That's where I disagree with people where they say, "Oh, okay, they would have won." Okay, did they
Mhm.
go?
Well, that's the thing I like about
That's
drum corps
tough.
is they're like you can't accurate like again I brought this up as just joking because Boston was on top of everyone for one night and obviously I'm a Boston Crusader so I want to bring that up but I mean if Boston probably performed over where Blue Devils did it'd probably be a couple points lower maybe like two maybe even three just depends on the judge panel but um it's with drum corps you can't fully accurately estimate a score until like a DCI event like DCI Atlanta, DCI Allentown, DCI Akron, like the place where like a lot of cores are at with the
Broken
same
Arrow.
same judge panels like Texas Tour like when there's a lot of cores down there that's going to be a better area to be like okay how is the next DCI event going to look and how could World start looking and how could finals and the finals bubble start looking when we get closer to that because I mean now that everyone's performed finals bubble is a topic that needs to be addressed.
Hmm.
No, like we've spoken about it, but now that everyone's performed and most of them have a couple performances in them, that's where you can start to see. And I mean, again, this was just on July 6th. It's July 12th now, but Boston was top. I mean,
Cool.
I don't remember a year that Boston ever had a score above Blue Devils like this early season. Not
Hmm.
personally. And I mean,
Or ever.
yeah, honestly I don't think ever, but I mean maybe once, but I doubt it. Because again, Devils is always they always score, like they jump and score early season, like, and it's same with Vanguard, but um, this is just outdated. I just thought it was funny that night
Hmm.
we were on top, but let's get into the actual DCI Mason videos. These are also all on like our social medias and YouTube, but we won't look at the warm up clips. We'll just probably look at the show clips, the 5 show clips that were there, because the warm up clips, you can look at them on the social medias and stuff. And again, they're all under Raise Inspiring Productions, so you'll be able to find them there. But we'll watch the little performance clips and pardon the Columbus Saints one right here because I was behind a fence because it was raining. Thoughts, Mitchell?
Well, I really think that it's just cool that DCA is a thing because, once you've aged out and you still want to perform, like, I know I have one more year, but, if I do another year of school, I'll have another year, I'll have another summer, and, I'll have time to do things. Maybe I want to perform, maybe rehearse once or twice a week for DCA
Mm-hmm.
and still be a performer. I really think it's cool that they're doing that. Um, I'm not a huge fan of the fugue, but it's whatever. Or that's canon. I'm sorry, fugue and canon, whichever one. I feel like the canon is pretty overused in a lot of marching band shows.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's just whatever. That's cool. I mean, they played all right.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean they played all right. I just think you can see in the lot video, it's the same excerpt. It's them playing the canon or fugue, um, but we were there in the lot probably basically the whole time they were warming up, and they played it a lot.
Yeah, that's what
I mean,
I was
I
like,
feel
they
like
might blow their chops. I was
like
like,
I felt like it was more of like a mini rehearsal than a full warm up. And
mm-hmm,
again, obviously it's not like a core that you don't want to bust these chops because they're playing like 30-second notes and rips like that and high C's and double G's and stuff like. But I mean, as a performer in any organization, you never want to overwork it so your
mm-hmm,
performance is the best it can be. You
mm-hmm.
know, even with show choir, like I don't think like most. Not I won't say most, but my show choir, but at Tarpon Syndicated Sound, we didn't really sing any excerpts of the show in warm up. We
Hmm.
just sang, we just sang our vocal warm up, and then some tuning here and there, just to make sure everyone's like kind of on that same pitch. And we'd sing along with the piano, and then boom, you're out. You're out. Like you're going. And with the voice, it's easier to strain the voice than your lips, in my opinion, as
Mm-hmm.
a vocalist and instrumentalist. But it still applies that you never want to over warm up, and with brass playing especially, it is very easy on one chord to just your lips are out.
Yep.
Like with Boston, like our normal warm up was like we'd do a couple show segs
Mm-hmm.
and a certain warm up from the warm up packet, and that's it. Yeah, like
Hmm.
rehearsal days, we will play through the whole warm up packet because we're playing all day. Your lips gonna get busted anyway. You're building endurance, like this and that, like. But on performance days, we do a lot of air and valving, and we did the same thing at Tarpon, like
Right.
throughout the day. Then at night, we do a little warm up. Don't want to do the whole warm up packet or run through the whole show, like nothing
No.
like that.
No.
Just keep it short and simple. Lips nice and fresh. Blow air into your horn if it's cold, or adjust your tuning, anything like that. And it's just you never want to overwork it. And I
Right.
just think
Right.
I mean, obvious a DCA core, but if I was in that core, I wouldn't want to overwork myself. So it
No.
just personally, it just felt like they were kind of like rehearsing
Yeah.
more than like warming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was their first show. Was that their first show? I'm
Couldn't
not
tell you.
I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, overall, like I I did like seeing them in person. They were there. They had to come right out of the rain, which sucked, but um they started off the night right out of the rain, and I was honestly like impressed because I've never heard Columbus Saints in person. So I mean, with the size of their group, not bad. They sounded decent. So
Mm-hmm.
I just think maybe it could have been sounded a little bit better if they didn't over warm up. Just personally.
Yeah.
Um. Next for that night was DCI Mason,
Cincinnati
uh,
tradition.
Cincinnati Tradition. We'll do the performance clip. Definitely a slight difference.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that they're a lot bigger.
I think
Um,
Cincinnati tradition is one of the more competitive DCI cores.
hmm I mean, their size just because obviously the size doesn't matter of the core,
No.
but when you have like 5 people, that's when it's like, okay, balancing is almost impossible.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with Tarpon, with Bands of America, you know, Ford calls us a small fish in a big pond because, you know, Carmel is a huge school. You're like a one county school, so everyone filters into your school. So your band program's just naturally big. And you know, you don't hold auditions, right? You're just
No, we do not hold auditions.
just everyone come
If
on
you
in.
show up, if you rehearse and you rehearse well, you play. You play at the shows.
So, like, you know, Tarpon comes up and, you know, with our numbers, competes against numbers for you, like, basically twice our size.
Right.
And with, like, DCA cores like that, or in even open class cores that are, like, that big, you have a lot better chance of balancing, and you can be as loud as you want to be. As long as you're in tune, you get louder. And that's the thing. Like, you hear
Right.
your overtones when you're all perfectly in tune. And when you're all in tune, you just naturally get louder.
Right.
But when it's like Columbus Saints, with it being so small, it's just really difficult to balance, which sucks. And it's not their fault. Like, it's just, you know, when you don't have all these voice parts, it's almost hard to just balance in general. But I mean, for DCI tradition, like, I thought they were, for some reason they looked smaller to me in the lot. And then when they came out on the field, they filled like the performance area of the field. So I was like, okay, nice, like, this is cool. So, and I got a lot of their lot videos since they were the main ones that we heard playing, like different stuff. Like we actually heard them warm up, play show segs. We heard the drum line. So, you know, I have a couple clips of all them here. You'll probably see it like here and there on here. But I mean, for first time seeing them in person as well, I was happy about it because honestly, I didn't even know they existed.
Really?
I knew Columbus Saints was a thing, but I didn't know Cincinnati had one too. Personally, but your thoughts?
They were really good. I enjoyed them.
Okay. Let's get into these the world class cores then.
Yep.
So Music City was the first one, and it sucked because they had like a sound malfunction.
Oh, I found what it was. I found out what it was.
What was
So, DCI was insistent on using. DCI insisted that everyone uses like the school's power supply, and the school's power supply screwed up.
Okay, so they weren't deducted points.
No, because
Okay.
it was DCI's
Thank
fault.
Lord.
It was
Okay.
DCI's fault, and so they were like, "No, we want to use our backup generator," and they're like, "No, use the school," and they're like, "But why?"
Yeah, that's.
So-
I mean, if they have their own equipment, just let them use it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I would prefer to use my own equipment that, you know, I rehearse with and I use and stuff like that than risk it. You know, if it's like Lucas Oil Stadium or anything like that.
Oh,
you know,
God.
if there's a whole power supply. Yeah, I'll probably use it then. But you know, with Mason High School, like, probably won't want to use it personally, especially after it was raining and all that. You have no clue what's going on. Like, so I don't know if the rain with the system had anything to do with it. No clue. But overall, again, I love their uniforms. It was the first time I even watched their show. I didn't watch them in flow marching or anything. So I kind of saved Music City for in person because the last time I saw Music City in person was the train show.
I think that was 18.
Yeah, I think that was in Orlando that I saw it. So, you know, 3 years, like, that's a huge gap. So I was very impressed to see the change from those years. Mello's packing in this show.
Oh yeah.
I think, okay, so again, I love the Music City show, but the one complaint I have, and I said this to you the last week,
Mm-hmm.
was that's just obviously a clip of the show. But if you've watched Music City show throughout, you've seen the show and you've seen how many times they do a rotation while they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
And rotations are great. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you don't do one, you lose the effect of it personally.
Right.
But if you do them too many times, you lose the effect of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they did roughly 6 of them. Like
Something
maybe
like
less,
that.
maybe more. But, I liked the first couple, but then when they kept doing it, I was like, you're creating the impression that you're louder than you actually are when you do that. You're facing back field, you're quiet, then you're turning around for this surge of volume, and you actually sound louder than you normally do because it's just all coming in at once, which is a cool effect. But when you do it too many times, it just kind of loses it. So I hope that they take 2, maybe 3 of them away and just kind of just lay it out. You don't always have to turn. Like you don't have to tune. You could turn. You could do a forte piano, like like something like that. It's a little bit of a different approach, but I mean, it's still very similar, and it doesn't make you have to turn every movement.
Right.
Again, that's just a nitpicky thing, personally.
Yeah, I really like the show.
Yeah, I mean,
I was very impressed with the horn line.
Oh yeah, but the thing with the uniforms is I don't like the drum major uniform as much.
I get that.
It's just all gray, and I know you want the drum major to be different and to stand out, but the rest of the corps has these cool uniforms and it's very colorful, matches the show. Then you just kind of have this, I won't say bland, but just kind of
monochromatic.
Yeah, monochromatic, just of the uniform. And again, it's not a bad thing. Like with RP1 with Tarpon, the drum majors were in just gray, monochromatic, and the rest of the group had the blue skirts and shako tops, or the color guard were in the blue, yellow, and red costumes, and so there was a lot of color. And then the drum majors were kind of out of the game, so they were just kind of just a blank color. But with this, it's like I'd rather have the drum major have the same colors and just a slightly different style of uniform.
Yeah.
Than just the same style, just grayed out.
Yeah, I get that.
But that's just a nitpicky thing. But I liked seeing them. I'm happy they got the sound thing figured out because, it felt like 15 minutes.
It was.
Like 15, 20 minutes of just us sitting there, and I was like, is it them? Are they going to get deducted points? Like, no. They've been doing good. Like, they had a 4-point jump. So, I don't want to lose that momentum. Like, that would be terrible. And, I mean, that's all I have to say about Music City, though. I mean,
yeah,
great. We saw them doing a lot of choreo and movement in the lot. We didn't get to hear them play, but we did see a lot of choreo and movement, though. And then it started raining, and then it's like, okay, well, bye. To the stadium we go.
Right.
And then as soon as we got into the stadium, it stopped raining. Then sun came out, and then it's like, oh, DCI's back. Let's go.
Yep.
But no complaints from me. And
no.
The next person from that night was Crossman.
Yeah.
Where's the Crossman video at?
I don't know, Gavin. You tell me. Where is the Crossman video at?
It's right here, Mitchell. It
Crazy.
is right here.
Wild.
See, the sky is getting darker, so that's how you know. there's one thing I need to know about that show. So if they can move all of their movements,
Right.
I need to know if like the starting set of each movement and ending set is like the same.
I think it is.
Or if they physically have to like write new transitions. And I assume obviously they'll have to do a little bit. But like when Tarpon had the idea to do 3 separate endings, Ford was like, yeah, you'll still end in that same spot right before it. The drill will just take you to a new location starting the new movement. And then you will play the different music. But with them, it's like just completely... They can move everything around. So it's like they can start in their last set. And because I mean, I do see the X. Like,
Yeah.
That set is
X-Men,
very noticeable. But none of the other like ending sets or starting sets I really looked at and was like, oh, they're in the same spot.
Yeah.
So I wonder.
I need to figure that out.
Yeah. I need to talk to somebody over there, or you, or one of us has got to figure that out. Or
Well, we know
audience,
someone.
if you know.
We gotta know someone. You can't tell me that you don't. We've got to know someone who's at Crossman. There's no way we don't.
I probably do. I just gotta look at Facebook.
Yeah, I gotta look at Facebook and figure it out.
See who's there and who's not.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, that show, I was nitpicky about the intro, but overall, I loved the show. Seeing it in person.
Yeah, I do too.
So,
I love Crossman this year.
Oh yeah, I liked it better than 2019.
Oh, I love 2019.
Well, I know why you love 2019, but
Flight of the Valkyries, let's go.
Yeah, I just think that show was ruined for me because of Carmel. So
hey, don't be dogging that. Don't be dogging that.
all jokes.
Don't be dogging that.
So
Viking show, best show.
The last show that we got to watch that night was Blue Coats, and I'll be honest, it grew on me.
It grew on me a little bit, but like
I don't
it's just
hate
not
the
For
uniforms.
me.
Well, I didn't hate the uniforms; they were just not my favorite. But I don't dislike them as much now.
Right.
I can see how they work, and I can see
still don't.
what they're doing with it, and I respect it, but it's still not my favorite.
I don't know what they're doing with it.
I do, and I'll tell you my view of it in a minute. But I forgot to say for Crossman. I'm jumping everywhere. I think one of the issues Crossman has personally, musically, is their balance.
I can see it.
I don't know if it's written that way, but it felt like the whole trumpet section at one point, all at the same time.
Right.
And then it was just like 2 trumpets playing. Again, I don't know if it's written that way. It just comes off as like poor breathing from the trumpet section.
Maybe it just happened that night.
Yeah, just that maybe that night. I'm probably gonna need to go look at another clip.
Breathing
and
points.
See. Yeah, put your
breathing
breath marks.
Points.
Everybody, alter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember doing that at Tarp, and we got in that little mellow circle, and we're like, okay, you 2 breathe here. You 2 breathe here.
Mm-hmm.
Now us 3 will breathe. It's like to give us all, so we never had that many holes in the sound.
Right.
But I mean, again, Crossman, great job. I just think balance just slightly. And if that is written that way, then ignore me. But I just, with my musical
experience,
instinct,
there you go.
Instinct and experience just kind of red flagged that, and I just forgot to say it. But
right,
Blue Coats,
Keytar.
Oh yeah,
the Keytar is a mellophone player.
Oh yeah, mellows represent.
There you go.
Seems a little muddy to me.
Add more guitar. Add more guitar.
When I tell you that was loud in person,
Oh, yeah.
it was so loud, everybody.
I had no complaints about the guitar.
Like,
about the guitar, at least.
Just insane. Just
yeah.
utterly
My complaints with the show are just, I don't like the uniforms still. They just don't really grow on me. It's just not my thing.
Well, if you look at the colors of the prop.
Right, and back, I did. I know.
The drum majors have the color of the sky on theirs, more like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of the drum major uniform still, but with the normal core uniforms, they go with all the color. And again, like, you're on this weird, like, trippy adventure.
I just want.
So the colors
I just want a blue uniform again.
Yeah, but I don't think
they're the blue coats.
Yeah, but I don't think the traditional blue would work well with this show at all.
Yeah, it wouldn't, but
like it would look
still.
It would look worse.
Yeah.
So honestly, again, they're going with a trippy uniform for a trippy show, and that's what I can see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not a fan of it because they got like weird suspenders on. Like the suspenders are too much personally. It looks like you're just not in uniform.
Yeah.
Because, like, with your bibs, like a marching band, like, you get a coat over top of it, your actual uniform top, and then you go march. But
right. Actually, fun little thing about the blue coats, this being their 50th year, one of the band directors I work with at my gig in Westfield is a baritone player that marched in 2014 at Blue Coats. So he went back for the alumni event. They have an alumni corps. And the alumni corps of like 450 people is performing at Lucas Oil at semifinals.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a Boston visual tech from last year, Akira, that was in it, and he should probably be in that too.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple cadets because the brass staff of cadets used to be Blue Coats.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Doc was for cadets, and couple of our trumpet tech from last year, Travis, love him.
Ben Gunnarsson's gonna be there.
Yes, sir.
We all love Ben Gunnarsson.
Yes, we do.
If you don't know who that is, he's one of the main trumpet soloists from Downside Up.
Wink.
He's not Wink.
Who's Wink?
I forgot the name of Wink, but no, that's not Wink. He's the
We're just addressing this dude as Wink. I feel so bad.
No, Ben is the muted trumpet soloist.
Oh, that's right.
And the flugelhorn and one of the screamers. So like he's I don't know if Wink is in it or not.
I'm so sorry.
I know the name, I just don't know it right now.
But you know the face because you know the video. Yeah. You know the video, it's just you look in the camera and he just winks and he's just automatic ego boost. And I'm here for it.
Oh yeah.
That's a power statement right there.
Yeah, if you looked at the video each night, it just built. And then the crowd goes wild every time, so
right.
Downside Up, best show. My favorite show, I think, of all time.
Okay.
Either that one, or Inferno, or Babylon, or Cadets 2000.
Thank you. Cadets 05 does it for me.
Or Star 93.
Yes, or Star 93.
So okay, let's get into these scores. But DCI Mason overall, great. My first time seeing drum corps as a viewer in a couple years because of all the changes and lockdowns and me
doing
being in
the
the
thing.
corps.
Doing the thing.
Yeah. But so I was happy to see, Coors just back out and be a
Right.
viewer again. I wish I was with Boston again this year. I was supposed to be, but it's just now I kind of get to take a step back and respect it and become a viewer again, and I'm okay with that because I get to
Yeah.
do this. I get to
Yes,
be here.
sir.
Um, but scores. So we looked at the Madison, or not the Madison, the Mason scores. um, the day before that, we had, I think, Fresno, California. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Um, that was the last Blue Devils score before Boston the next night popped a 78 and became the top dog. But look at the difference between Vanguard and Devils. Like that's almost that's about 2 points.
Yeah. That's 1.7. Yeah.
And I'll peep this. Look at Mandy's on top
Vandy's.
of Blue Knights. Because
I read somewhere that was their first ever head-to-head win.
isn't Mandarins usually like right under Blue Knights and Blue Stars rivalry? Like aren't they like the
Mm-hmm.
one right under it?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean they're on top of it. I mean when Phantom was performing and they did get back into it. We'll see in a couple scores soon, but they were also on top of Blue Stars and Blue Knights. So are Blue Knights and Blue Stars just getting pushed to the finals bubble? Not like who knows.
We'll discuss this
Finals bubble.
after these scores are announced, but I will tell you, I do not think so.
Finals
For
bubble.
one of the cores.
For tonight's scores.
One of the blue cores. One of
Yeah.
any of the blue cores may be on the
Mhm.
finals bubble, but
I mean this score is from July 5th, so I'm just talking like back then, like that's
Mhm.
what I was thinking. So who knows? Gold on top of Blue Devils B.
hey, they've been
Hey.
trading placements back and forth since then.
I mean it's only .2, but I mean still
Beating
it's kind of
BDB,
we don't
beating
we, we don't need two
Blue
Blue
Devils
Devil
feeder core.
winners. Like
Hey. There is nothing wrong with the Blue Devils win, especially this year.
there's 100% a problem. We need an East Coast core to win.
Well, yes, but also I
Yeah,
appreciate Blue Devils
exactly.
and what they're doing this year.
So if top two is Devils and Cadets, who would you want to win?
Well, you know,
Yeah,
my
yeah, what I
boys,
thought.
my boys. But if it's not Devils,
Okay, we're gonna go to Celebration of Brass. We already looked at Mason. This is July 6th now, but we'll go to Celebration of Brass and IA is Iowa, right?
mm-hmm.
Iowa. So where is that? There we are. I don't want to. All these like Western names. I don't want to butcher them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna embarrass myself. So Celebration in Brass. We have Cavaliers on top. Blue Stars.
Only behind by
Colts.
1.25.
Ah, everything's breaking on me.
What are you doing?
I was zooming in on my Mac.
Just don't do that.
Colts on top of Madison Scouts, and then the Colt Cadets down there for open class. I don't think they were the only open class that day to
Yeah.
perform. But
Yep.
the Cavies and Blue Stars close.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's getting close. So, see, that's where I'm like, oh, maybe Blue Stars aren't gonna be down in the finals, but maybe the Blue Knights will be. The Blue Coats, the Blue Coats, 2022.
Blue coats are on finals bubble? Is that what you're saying?
No. No, I don't wish. That's something I
No.
would never wish.
No. It's not finals without Blue Coats. There's a couple cores that it's like not finals without, like, of course you got the Devils, Carolina Crown, Blue Devils or Blue Coats. I lied. Sorry. And and cadets is one of them that I really think too.
Is that
Phantom.
Delaware?
Yep. Dover. Yep.
Delaware.
On the East Coast, bozo.
Delaware. Yeah, Boston. That's the score that put them above everybody that one day for like that one day.
You know my thoughts. You know my thoughts on the current state.
Yeah, I don't agree that cadets should be 4 points behind again.
No.
Because didn't they close it? They closed it, but now it opened back up on the.
Well,
on this
now they're
score.
only 3.6. So
I mean, that, like that's still like cadets in Boston are always like close together. So it's like
I really am. This belief is growing a little bit more popular that
Mitchell, you good? Uh-oh. I may have lost him. That's not good. Technical difficulties. Uh-oh. Oh, yep, I lost him. Okay, hold on. I have to get him back in here. This will probably get cut out, but if not... Hi, everybody. I don't know why... Yeah, he's restarting his computer. So, hold on. But, I mean... I guess I'll talk a little bit, so I don't have to fully cut all of this out. So, yeah, for me, next week, I start one of my band positions, and then the following week, I start the next one. Oh, you good? You're back?
Yeah, I'm on my phone because I don't know what the heck happened.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't plan on cutting most of it, so I'm just kind of talking about what I'm doing for the next 2 weeks.
That's fine. We're good. We are back.
Okay, so you'll see Mitchell is now on his phone for maybe the rest of this episode, because...
I think so. I don't know what happened.
Well, that's fine.
I could not tell you what happened. It just stopped responding.
Yeah, because you were mid-sentence and then just kind of kapooted, but that's fine.
Okay. All right. So I know where I was going. So there's a growing belief in the community right now with a couple of my circles that I know, like people who are fans of all different corps. But there is a belief right now, or there is a thought going around. I don't know whether I believe this fully yet. That there is some cases of slotting, as we shall say.
Mm-hmm.
As I can't agree. I can't agree that what Cadets is putting out is 4 points worse than Boston or Crown. I don't believe that.
I agree. Like, I don't think that score gap, like, again, maybe 2 points, but I mean, I don't know if the judges just see something that we don't see or we don't hear. But honestly, I have no clue. But I mean,
I have no clue. But it's weird, and I don't know how I like it. But
wait till we're all on the same judge panel, like every single corps, and I think the scores will get tighter. Because
I think they should.
Yeah, and because again, we've talked about that with like the finals bubble, the scores, top 6, top 3. And we just need the same judge panel to even start really estimating when that's going to happen.
You know what? I got my laptop to work.
Okay, well, you can jump on the laptop, and I'll just kind of tangent off real quick. So as I was saying, while Mitchell fixes his stuff, he's already back? No, he's already back. Never mind.
We're back. I don't know what happened. You know what? It's fine. We're rolling. You got to roll with punches. Be adaptable.
Funny thing is, I'm not
Pull
even gonna
punches.
edit that.
You know what? Whatever. It's
It's
fine. We're
whatever.
good. Hey,
Um,
there wasn't really a big issue. There was no
yeah,
issue. No issue.
yeah. It's not, I didn't go completely silent. I was just like, hello.
I don't
But
know.
I mean, for that night, was this a night? No, probably not. I would say, was this the night that Phantom was also supposed to perform? Because this just seems like there was not many
They were
people
not.
that night.
They were
No,
not a
okay.
Phantom. They. It
Um,
was just Cadets, Crusaders, and Jerf.
okay. I mean, that's what I thought, but you never knew with these because I wish they put like Phantom, but like they didn't perform. But
Hmm.
just so we knew what nights like they were supposed to be there. But um, I mean, for this again, I don't think the score gap should be that big, but
No.
it is what it is for now.
Whatever.
Um,
And in the grand scheme of things, if Cadets are 4 points away from first place or second place or third place, and you're still putting out sixth place right now,
mm-hmm.
I don't care. That's an improvement from 19.
Oh yeah, I mean, as long as you improve, I think that's all that matters.
Right. That's
And
all I care about.
so, I mean, worst comes to worst, you don't improve, and then something's going wrong.
But
So,
that's not the case here. I really think that, the next couple of years that if not this year, if we break into top five this year, cool. But I think certainly next year,
yeah,
I think the year after that, maybe even competing for top three. Going back to the Cadets of old.
yeah. I mean,
I
who
want it.
knows?
I'm here for it.
Um, Evansville,
Hmm.
you could have gone to this one, couldn't you?
It's about a 2.5 hour drive plus a time change.
Oh, it's a time change too. Yeah, never mind.
No, I'm not doing that.
um,
Nope.
um, so
I
Blue
do not.
Coats,
No.
78.60. That's about 2 points more than they got in Mason.
Hmm.
Um, then Phantom, I think that's their first performance back.
Hmm.
Yay, Phantom! Whoop
Yeah.
whoop. Still on top of Crossman by 4 points. Oh, all of these are about 4 points.
Hmm.
78, 74, 70, 66. Music Cities, 66.60. What did they get in? Let me check.
The day before?
In Mason, I'm gonna check real quick here. They got a 65.90. So
They
went up.
improved.
They went up about, what is that?
0.7.
Point 0.7, yeah. So that's not bad. I mean, again, as long as there's improvement, that's all that really matters.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, that night, that's kind of a night that you can kind of call. But I'd be kind of worrisome if, but I mean, actually no. I mean, look at the score gap between Phantom and Crossman. That's kind of the trend that they were doing before Phantom pulled out of 2-3 competitions.
Hmm.
And so I hope they didn't lose too much momentum, because that would suck.
Yeah, I want to
um,
see Phantom do well this year. I
like
really do.
like if Phantom can make top 6, holy cow, that'd be a whoo.
I think
Like,
the show itself on any other given year could do it.
oh yeah,
But I just don't think this year is their year for top six. But, definitely improvement across the board.
hopefully like the next 2 years at least though.
Hmm.
Hey, Sacramento. We got Blue Devil C on this.
Yeah,
we got
BDC.
we got BD, BDB, and BDC. And look, Gold is still on top of Blue Devils B.
By 0.1.
Still. They closed it by 1.1, sorry. But still.
Yeah,
Um,
that's crazy.
we got 79. I mean, still about 2 points between Vanguard and Devils.
Hmm.
And then Mandy's and Pacific Crest are.
As far as I'm concerned, I think that's what we're going to see for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't see Vanguard and Devils touching this year. I don't. I think an East Coast core is going to get up there, fight them out for it, get in between them, or it may just be Coats. Like, who knows? It could be one of those years where it's like Devils, Coats, and Vanguard or something like that. Pray it's an East Coast core, Boston or Cadets, but
You know, throw Crown in there. You know what?
Crown.
I'll hop on the Crown bus. I'll hop on the Crown bus this year.
The
Go
Crown
East
bus.
Coast. Go East Coast.
Go East Coast.
East Coast, best coast.
Again, I'm not gonna try this name because I don't want to butcher it.
What? Renton?
No, it's the Drums of Fire.
Oh, Camas?
Yeah, this one.
Let's just go with Camas.
Yeah, Camas.
That's what it looks like.
WA. Which state is that?
Washington.
Washington. Dang. Look at Blue Knights still under a 70 on this performance. Then Academy 2 points behind them, and Troopers
Made their debut and was 1.5 behind them.
I know. A Troopers debut, I mean, coming out strong, in my opinion, with people who have been performing already. So
Yeah.
maybe this is a year we have to watch for Troopers for finals bubble, like with everybody else.
see.
Because, again, this episode, like, it's about the finals bubble. Like, as soon as we look at all these scores and stuff, like, the finals bubble is getting tight, in my opinion. Like, yeah, it may change as the year goes on, but the finals bubble is almost anyone's game.
Well,
not almost anybody, but, like, a lot of people.
I think there's like 3 cores for me that really I could really see that I could really make a case for in finals.
Colts, Academy, and I'm assuming those are 2 of them.
Yeah.
Colts, Academy, and Music City?
Hot take. Hot take, I know.
I mean, I could see either of those 3 being it, but honestly, like, who knows? Like, I mean, again, Pacific Crest is not doing as well as we hoped they would, but I mean, it's still early season. I mean, you can still consider it early season. We're about approaching the halfway mark in a week, so like it's getting up like a week or a week and a half or something like that. So it's getting up to that, but I mean, Troopers just started, so who knows if Troopers can just kind of. But I do agree that those 3 are probably the most plausible ones. Personally, because Music City show was great. The Academy, their scores are speaking for themselves, and so are the Colts. So I mean, honestly, out of all 3 of them, I would want the Colts to be up there.
I do too. I think we could see the Colts in finals, and I would be very happy with it, honestly.
Like, I don't have Spirit to root for this year, so I'll root for the Colts.
Yep, that's kind of how I'm going. It's kind of how I'm going at it.
Now is Lexington Crown Beat.
Not the Lexington, my Lexington. Unfortunate.
81 for Crown. Boston right underneath it by 1 whole point, which bums me out, but at least I hit 80. You know, they could have gone from 78 and did a step.
And the score gap widened. The score gap widened back to 4 points.
Then there's the Cadets 4-point gap with Boston, which should probably be like 2. I feel like the judges are seeing something that we're not.
I don't know.
Or they don't like something. Maybe it's the turn. Like
I
how
don't
they
think
have a turn.
But the thing is, that's not 4 points. That's not
obviously that's not 4 points, but that could be part of a point.
Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. The fans love it. I feel like GE needs to be more of how the fans take it. Like, I feel like that's where GE needs to be. I feel like someone needs to clearly define GE as, you know, like, are the fans into it? You know, is the crowd into the show?
Yeah.
Because the crowds were into this cadet show. This show is amazing.
With how you told me, with how they go from end zone to end zone, basically, with the storyline of the rear view mirror and you're driving from coast to coast. I mean, I think that attests the general effect. Like, as soon as I learned that was the purpose behind it, I got more hype behind it. So, I just don't understand.
And there's not a hole anymore. There is no holes in this core. This core, personally, And bias aside, I genuinely like non-biased way, I really think that this is a top three show design this year.
I mean, yeah, like as long as they keep performing and they keep getting better, and I need to listen to those judge tapes because if the score is barely changing, but then Boston's over here like whoop whoop whoop, Crown is whoop whoop whoop, like and kind of leaving cadets in the dust. Like look at Crossman, look they're right behind you. They're a smaller gap
Well,
than you and me.
I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
Like
But
I
your
mean,
point stands.
in this score panel, yeah, they're right behind you. Like
I do want to look at if we can, I do want to pull up the I want to pull up the recap. I want to pull up the full recap from
uh,
this show if we can.
I can do that on my phone.
I was gonna say because I want to look at the brass score. I want to point out something in the brass score.
Okay, music brass. You want the total?
I want to yeah, I want the music brass.
So Crown was 16.3, Boston was 15.8, Cadets was 15.5.
Exactly. That's my point I want to make.
3
Point three and
behind.
point eight behind. Point three and point eight behind Crown. Point three
But
behind
then
Boston. Point eight behind Crown.
but then music analysis, Crown is 16.4, Boston 16.1, Cadets is 15.2.
I don't like that. I don't agree
Like
with
that's
that.
a gap. That's almost a full point for music analysis, and then percussion. We scored higher than Crown and percussion. Crown was 16, Boston was 16.3, Cadets was 15.7.
Okay, fine. I can't argue with that.
So I mean,
I want to look at the visual too. I want to see the visual scores for that full recap.
you want visual proficiency or visual analysis?
Both of them.
Proficiency, Crown 16.1, Boston 15.8, Cadets 15.5 again, so point 0.3.
It's
Then,
literally small. It's a
and
bunch
then
of small little increments.
yeah, then the analysis 16.5 for Crown, 16.2 for Boston, Cadets 15.4. As you can see, with like the proficiency in like certain things, the score is tighter, but then in the next category of it, it's wide. And I just don't get how it's just like just completely different.
I
And
just don't agree with it.
I need to see GE, like so general effect 1. Crown 16.5, Boston 16.3, Cadets 15.3. That's a whole point. How?
That pardon my French, but I think that's stupid.
Um,
I'm gonna be honest. I
then
just
for
man.
GE2, Crown 16.6, Boston 16.3, Cadets 15.3 again.
What are we missing?
And Crossman is 14.8 in both of them, right behind you.
What are we missing?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, personally, I think Cadets has more GE than Boston to be like just my personal opinion.
Like I don't like. I mean, I guess we have a little. Boston always has a lot of little things thrown into our shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have the apple, and the color guard girl actually like takes a bite of the apple, Piper. So
All right,
it's like,
but I feel like I feel like the Cadet show is just more accessible, and I feel like it should be rewarded more so in GE.
yeah, I can see that. But again, it could just be how the judge panel is. Maybe they're like, oh, I've like different type of cadets. I don't like this cadets.
Well,
Like
I'll tell you what, this show, it's more modern than what Cadets have done in the past.
and maybe that's the thing. Maybe they just
But it's
don't
still
like it.
but it's still the Cadets.
Yeah,
And it's not the whole new modern drum corps, all all the dancey dance, all that stuff. It's not a modern drum corps show.
oh,
It's the
not, it's
Cadets.
not.
The
But
Cadets
it's still
are
newer than what they did.
but the
But it's
cadet
not
yeah.
like
But the Cadets
fully
are
modern.
not like full dance on core.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a lot of marching.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm not trying to dog on any other core. I get the activities evolving, but
Hmm.
like,
And that's what I'm kind of afraid for. And again, this is just kind of a conspiracy theory. What if this is cadets kind of modernizing because they see like, okay, well, these older judges are gonna be leaving.
yeah,
The newer, younger generation of judges will be joining. In the newer
hmm
generations, yeah, some of us like our traditional, but we also like the new stuff,
I
and
mean,
that's
I
how
don't
the
have a
world
problem
is.
with new
Like,
stuff. It's
and
just
I don't either. So maybe that's kind of cadets
I
like,
don't know.
okay, like we do need a change, but let's change kind of slowly. But then the older judges aren't really liking that they're changing because they're like, well, cadets, like I love the cadets. Like, yeah, this is still like the cadets, but it's not the cadets. Like, you know what I
I mean,
mean?
that closer is a traditional cadets run and gun closer. You have a Z pole, you have a company front. I just, dude, I don't know. I
I
don't
have
know
no
what's going
clue.
on. I'm glad someone else doesn't have a clue what the heck is going on outside of
Heat
cadets
wave,
fans. Yeah,
heat wave,
Heatwave makes
Florida
its debut.
core, Florida core.
Florida core.
Me.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I get very heated with this just
Ho-
because I just
hopefully,
believe what I believe.
hopefully, as we approach the end of the season, it will get better.
I think it needs to because I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to lose faith in the judging system if
Oh
it
yeah.
doesn't. Because the way I see it, a lot of slotting is happening, not just for
Mhm.
cadets, but there's a couple other cores that are getting slotted hard. And,
Mhm.
I just don't agree with it.
And
I feel like that's what's happening. And I don't agree with slotting. It's not fair to the performers that are, if a core is performing their show better than another core, they need to be rewarded for that. And they
yeah, but
cannot
I
be
mean,
going off of
that's just
past
the overall
performance.
bias of performing arts, which sucks.
Right. And
It's in everything.
you can't be going off of like 2019 because that's 3 years ago at this point, dude.
Yeah, that is 3 years ago. Like, yeah, one off season and a half season.
Right. There's
Like,
there's no there's no direct comparison. Most of the members from each core that marched in 19 have aged out. Most of them.
yeah, like at least now most of them have.
At least the
Um,
top 12 for sure. A lot
oh
of them
yeah.
have aged out. Last year we saw the last, bucket of age outs, I think, from like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Those
But
are the holdouts from 2020 age outs that
yeah.
came back, which, I love my age outs last year. I love every one of my age outs last year.
Mm-hmm.
I love our mellow age outs and I love I loved everyone at that core. I loved every age out. I thank them for what they did and what they brought to the core because,
Mm-hmm.
cadets went through a dark time for the past
Yeah, I
18,
feel the
19.
same way with Boston. Like
But,
we had a lot of great age outs.
I really feel like judges are kind of taking into effect like 2019 and
Yeah,
past.
and they shouldn't. Like, yeah, they could kind of look at it and be like, "Oh, how are they improving?" But like, you don't need to be using it as a
No,
rough
because I think
draft.
if you ask anyone, you can say that the cadets are in a better place than they were in 19.
Yeah, like
In
the
19
scores for
they were
2019.
bankrupt. I'm gonna be honest, they were almost bankrupt. Like they were about to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was that bad. Um, but they didn't, and now they're so much better off. But it's the fact that that's just how I feel personally about the judging right now. That I just don't agree with it, and
Yeah.
I would love to see more transparency. Like I don't know, dude. It's just that's just my question. Like is there slotting happening? Is recency bias coming into effect? I feel like there's a little bit of it, and I just
But well, I mean, we'll never know. We're not the judges, which is
right.
the thing that sucks. But I mean, I think towards the end of the season it will get better. While the judging
I
panel's
do
the
too.
same,
Oh, I
but
do too.
um, it will get better. You just
It
got
should.
it should get better. But thing that bums me out is Phantom is not above Blue Stars anymore in this score.
Well, Blue Stars have been kind of hot recently.
Yeah, I know.
They
But
fixed the
again,
Kevin Ford drill,
yeah,
which is also
the
known as
clip,
just rotations.
yeah, the clip that we'll watch is definitely some Kevin Ford drill.
If I say Kevin Ford drill, I just mean rotations. Like
Yeah,
there's no, I don't care what it else is. It's just rotations. That's the
yeah,
word.
he does a lot, especially box rotations.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like we've had one every show I've been in with Ford. Madness, we had one in the end of part two. RP1, we had triangle rotations in part two.
Mhm.
Um, then Revolution Remix. Oh no, he did a whole different thing with that show. I don't. So that show
Yeah.
doesn't even count. Because our normal shows are 4 parts, but with Revolution Remix, it was 3.
Mhm.
But part 1 and 2 were just put together and called part 1. But
Mhm.
there's clearly a place for the audience to clap.
Mhm.
So it was part. And Janine, like his wife, the color guard girl, would go, okay, part 1 and part 2.
All right.
And then the ballad. Like, that's how she would say it, was
Mhm.
part 1 and 2. But that's besides the point. But Blue Coats popped their first 80 here. Um, Blue Stars a whole
Blue.
5 point gap. Um, then Colts below Phantom with about a little over 3 points, and then Madison Scouts 2 under. Pardon me, the Colts, and then River City Rhythm above Colt Cadets.
Mhm.
So I mean, again, that's just how I would have thought the scores to be, but I kind of wish Phantom was still on top of Blue Stars.
I do too.
Kind of dwindling my hope here, just
Who
slightly.
knows? Still a lot
Please,
of season left.
please. Okay, so Renton. Hmm. Blue Knights. They popped to 70, but
Yes.
still below Blue Stars and Phantom. So
I'll tell
I
you
think
what.
I think there's
I
gonna be
think this is
room
the
for
bubble. I
Blue
think this
Knights.
is. I think Blue Knights is in danger. I don't know. Right now, as of right now, they're in. But maybe some core comes out of nowhere and pushes them out. You know, I
That's
don't know.
scary.
I kind of enjoy the Blue Knights show a lot this year.
Oh yeah, me too.
I mean, I love Blue Knights. I love their different shows. Like you can just tell that that's like something's a Blue Knight show.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very. I don't even know what the word is to describe them. They're just Blue Knight shows. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not a knock on anything. I'm just saying, like, that's you can tell something is a Blue Knight show, and that's good. Good cores need
Mm-hmm.
to be different from each other. They
Oh yeah.
don't. They need to push the envelope. Don't be the same as don't strive to be the next like don't strive to be the next Blue Devils. Be the
Mm-hmm.
best version of you.
Yeah, I mean they have their own unique show style,
I'm
and
fine with it. I love
and
it.
that's fine. That's what I love, but that makes me scared because I love Blue Knight shows, and no matter if they get pushed to the bottom or if they get pushed out or not, there is definitely going to be someone in between Blue Knights and Blue Stars this year.
Mm-hmm.
If there's not, I'd be surprised
I am too.
because with their scores right now,
There's a
I get
couple people in between.
like bottom 6 down is just like
Darts at the
obviously
board.
like
Well,
bottom 3. Honestly, I can't even tell. Like I wouldn't say bottom 6, like bottom
I was just saying because
5, bottom 4, or
there's a good
like
7 or 8 cores that you can pretty safely say we'll see.
yeah, like probably bottom 5 or 4 is like and like first 3 4 out is like just all dart on the board. Like that's and it's
Hmm.
just with like maybe they didn't hold through with the half season or they're just performing a lot better. They have a lot better performers and staff. Like, but some scary things are happening, and and I'm kind of a little scared for how finals, semifinals, and all that's gonna go. Just slightly. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of upset this year,
Yeah.
but then also a lot of rejoicement for certain people.
Yeah.
Like I think Phantom can creep at least top 8.
Oh, definitely.
Then I mean, maybe even Mandy's like kind of creep up there too. Like
Yeah,
that's
Mandy's in like 7th right now.
but like Mandy's is doing great this year too. And then
I mean, everyone's really going out there and killing it, to be honest with you. Like, especially top 6. Like, there's just a dogfight for the top 6.
oh
Like,
yeah,
some
like
very good groups are going to be left out of top 6 this year.
like there is two kind of quadrants right now. There's top 6 that's being battled out, and then there's bottom like the bottom 6
8.
and first 3 out, like all fighting.
Yeah.
Like it's just like there's 2 dartboards where you like there's just 2 separate dartboards and it's like 2 different ball games, and it's just kind of
I see
2
it in
different
tiers.
shows.
I see tier 1, and when I say this, like, I'm not dogging on anyone. I'm saying it was bad. I'm just saying tier 1 this year right now. Blue Devils, Boston, Crown. Blue Coats is barely right below that first tier. They're just like top of the second, pushing into first tier.
Vanguard.
And then you got second tier being Blue Coats, Vanguard, Cadets is the lowest part of tier, or Cadets and Cavies and then Cadets in any random order.
Mm-hmm.
Is tier 2, and then tier 3 is like Banjos is pushing into tier 2, but they're just right there.
And
then
below that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
And
going to
then
be interesting. This
year
how the
is gonna be
season
crazy.
unfolds. Yeah.
Like with these scores here again, Phantom is sadly 2.75 under, and then Colts is 3 under them, and then Madison's
And
creeping up.
we don't wish ill on any other core, but like we love Phantom this year.
Oh, yeah,
Phantom is our child
Phantom
this year.
is
We love our child. We love
the
Phantom.
the comeback of the century.
Yes, I love
Um,
Phantom. I love Phantom this year. I love everything about Phantom this year.
Madison's creeping up on Colts. And
They
this score-
are. They're coming back with a vengeance because I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wrote them off, and I feel off for saying that. I wrote them
I
off
have
the
too.
finals. But you know,
But-
they're pushing their way back. They're fighting their way back in. You know, let's look at today's the 12th. Yeah, this is from 2 days ago.
That it's scary because like now if they're creeping back up, okay, well finals bubble gets even tighter. Like, like who knows? And the thing is, we're gonna talk all of this and then watch finals be the same. I'd be so bummed out. I want something spicy to happen.
I could see it happening. I kind of am a creature of chaos, so I want chaos to reign. But you know, I want chaos. I need chaos in my life, organized chaos. But I want to see chaos, but not too much chaos.
Yeah,
I want like 1 or 2 chaoses. That's it.
I want drama.
I don't want
Some
drama.
sort of
I want chaos. I want chaos, not drama. Those are 2 different things, bud.
You just want all out fighting. You want lot fights.
I do not want lot fights. That is bad for the activity.
Okay. Well,
Oh my God.
Stanford, California, we have Devils on top of Vanguard
Oh my
by
God.
almost 3 points.
Yeah.
As the gap continues. As Vanguard gets pushed out of top 4. If Vanguard comes out on 5th this year, I'd be so surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they went from, what, 1st to
3rd.
3rd?
Mm-hmm.
So, then the 5th?
Because I thought, to be honest, I thought Crown was beating him in 19. I thought Crown was beating him out for 3rd in 19.
Nope.
Apparently not.
Mandarins, look at that. 3 points behind Vanguard.
Sheesh.
Dude. What's happening
All right,
over there?
Mandy's.
Mandy's
Mandarins
top
are
3?
eating their Wheaties.
Manning's
Now,
top 4.
no. Let's not. They're performing well. They really are. I'm honestly a much bigger fan of their show this year, as it's kind of grown on me.
Uh, that's
Especially with
sad.
the uniform editions. What?
Blue Devils B took gold over,
Hey,
and
I'm a
they're
creature
right
of
behind.
chaos.
And they're right behind Crest.
I just I don't even know what to say about Crest because I love the
I
show.
know. Crest is like kind of
Mm,
the underdog that we were rooting for, and then that's just not been going their way. I don't know if they're tired or if they're just overworked or the show just doesn't work for them or what. But
I want the
uh,
show to work because that thing is so freaking cool. Like honestly, that's my favorite show of the year. I'm gonna be honest.
the void.
Outside of cadets, but outside of bias, I think that is the most ingenious show idea. Just how it is. But
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean it's just a cool concept with all the other
hmm
drum corps props and stuff like that. But I'm just bummed out that it's not going their way.
Yeah, especially after
Like
19.
honestly, they're kind of out of the finals bubble now.
I think so. Which,
Like
that's not a problem.
yeah,
You don't have to make finals. Still give your best performance because, that's what you're here to
mm-hmm.
do. But,
You're
it
here
just
to be the
sucks
best
that,
you can be.
but, that just sucks that your goal is to make finals. Ideally, every core walks in and says, we're going to make finals or we're going to do our best performance.
Mm-hmm.
If that's finals, then that's finals. You want to be performing on Saturday night. Every one of the
Yeah,
performers does. Like, no
you want
matter,
that third performance, and
if
God
anyone,
forbid you want a fourth.
true. But if regardless of what anyone says, if you ask any performer, it's like, would you like two, or would you like three performances,
Or four.
or four? And
But
they
only
will
one
say
person
three or
gets
four.
that.
Only one core.
But I mean, again, like in any performance group, I've never really dwelled on
No,
placements.
I haven't
And
either.
the only year I was really bummed out was RP1.
Yeah,
Is
I
because
was
that
too.
was not a fifth place show. That was at least a top 2 or 3 show.
That was the top three show.
Debatably, like first place. Like if you look at certain categories, debatably first place. Like
Now you're cooking. Now you're
general
cooking.
effect
Now
wise,
you're.
no, listen, general effect wise, we had it over everybody. Like maybe Broken Arrow, but over you guys, we definitely had general effect over you guys. Like TV screens and fight scenes all across the field. It was a crowd pleaser as well. Like it was a good show. So top 3 at least, not 5.
I don't know.
But because all of us expected that we'd at least get top 3. So that was the best performance of RP1 that night. The best performance.
I believe it.
Almost every single one of us was crying when we got off that field because we
Right.
knew we performed the best we could, and that was RP1. But then, we were all excited going into prelims, crying, and then we heard the placement. It was kind of like
What?
it kind of broke our hearts. And none of us really cared about the placement, like when we got on the bus. But in that moment, it was kind of like, dang, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
in the
remember
end, we
watching an
performed
early
the
season.
best.
I remember watching an early season video of like the sax feature, and I'm like, all right, game over.
But
Game over. Our goose is cooked.
if you listen to that in that final performance,
Oh,
of
I know.
that clean. That was the cleanest feature on the field that night. Like, you can't even say the sax feature was not the cleanest out of every group that night. Like, that sax feature was so clean.
I don't know, dude.
Like, it was.
Yeah.
Like, I was grooving on the field when I was listening to that. I was like, oh, yeah, let's go. Like, and then we had the skirt thing that I suggested to Mr. Ford, that we hold our skirts up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we were doing that too, and I was like, this is the moment. We're about to play some Pure Imagination. Let's go. Like, but, I mean, to the point, you want to perform the best you can, and that's all that
Right.
matters. If you can cry after your last performance for a good reason, then who cares?
Right.
That's how I felt in show choir. It's like, who cares?
Right.
As long as you put your best effort, not even your whole group, as long as you personally, yeah, you want your whole group to put in the best effort the last performance, so all of you can cry and hug, like kind of like RP1.
Right.
But even if just you did, that's all that matters. Like, if I can come off the field and be like, that was my best time, my
Right.
best run of that show, perfect run, like,
Totally.
I'm happy with that. But,
Mhm.
yeah, again, with Pacific Crest, like, maybe it is their best performance and it's just not their year, but hopefully next year. But, Tri-Cities, let's get into this. Blue Knights, then the Academy, then Troopers, and then Colombians on the bottom for open
Academy and
class.
Troopers are only a point behind,
I
or
know,
a
see?
point together. Yeah.
And Troopers just started.
Mhm.
Like, so that's why Troopers are entering finals bubble now. Like, if
Mhm.
they're right there with the Academy right now, and the Academy's been doing pretty good. Um, I'm just waiting for the first of these groups to hit their 70.
Mhm.
So that's when it's like, oh shoot, like
That's
that's
probably gonna be tonight.
like finals, like.
Who
So,
knows?
um, then we got Powder Springs. Oh, that's today.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all the scores from. Oh wait, we skipped over one.
Did we? I don't
Did
know
we?
if we did. I don't think
Did
we
we do
did.
this? Did we do this one?
I think so.
What is this one? I don't see it on my phone
Short-term
down
memory
here.
loss.
July 8th.
Yeah, we already talked about that one. Yeah, because that was one that was one Phantom had to pull out.
Wait a minute. I don't know. I don't. On my phone, I'm not seeing that one, so I don't think we did talk about this one.
I swear we did.
Because we talked about Sacramento, Caymas or Camas, and um, yeah, that was it for that night that we talked about.
I could have sworn we did.
No, yeah, we didn't address this one. I don't think.
Either
No, I
way.
mean, Blue Stars on top that night,
Hmm.
Colts, and then Madison Scouts, and then Colt Cadets on the bottom. We may have, but it's on the top of my list, which means I hadn't clicked it yet. So
Oh, I
I don't know.
see.
But um, so I mean, score wise, I got the phone. We have two of the scores from tonight.
Ooh?
So for Drums Across America, Atlanta. For Powder Springs, Georgia, for July 12th, and it is now July 13th since it's 12:08.
Huh,
Um,
funny.
Crown at 83.45, first place. Second place, the Cadets, 79.15. Crossman in third at 73.80. Music City in fourth at 69.75. And then Open Class, Heatwave, 52.25.
Yeah! Florida Core.
Yeah, and then the Thunder of Drums, Mankato.
Hmm.
Um, we have Phantom Regiment in first with 76.450. Colts in second at 71.85. Madison Scouts in third with 69.05. And then open class, we have River City Rhythm at 59.1. Colt Cadets in second with 57.60. And then all age class has a 71.80 score. I'm terrible with names.
Yeah.
Governors?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Governors or something.
Sorry, I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, you're good.
But then there was one more event tonight that won't probably get posted
It's
for.
down in Boise. Yeah, it won't be a couple hours because it's on the
Yeah,
West Coast.
It's gonna be a minute, but so that
Who's
will
there?
be who's there.
Mhm.
I just closed up my phone.
Come on, man.
Hold on. We have
Shame.
Colombians, Troopers Academy, Mandarins, and Blue Knights.
Okay.
And honestly, there should probably be what? They're 3 hours ahead or behind.
3 years.
Yeah, so around probably
Maybe?
like 1 o'clock they'll post.
I'll see him at some point.
Yeah, we'll address it next episode when that happens. But
For sure.
ending scores, we have kind of like a little ranking of the 12th before these last two scores came out. We have Devils at the top, and then Coats, Boston.
Well, I mean, if you look at the most recent, it's Devils, then Crown, because Crown in 5th place. You joking?
Yeah, because that's the
You
it's doing it
joking?
off the
It's
average.
the average, yeah.
That's silly. They should have it off their most recent, but yeah, it would be Devils, Crown, Boston, Coats, Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Vanguard.
Cadets.
Mandarins?
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, Mandarins are above you guys' most recent
Well,
score.
Cadets it just popped to 79.15.
Oh yeah. Well, tonight,
yeah.
tonight would change it because you're at 79 now. But
Yeah.
oh, then you'd be right under Boston tonight, theoretically. With
We'd
our
be right
last
under
score.
Santa Clara. Yeah, well, you'd be right under Boston and Santa Clara. So maybe we
But
see the point gap decreasing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying the point gap between us. But again, we haven't performed in like a day or two, so we got a couple points to shoot out there.
Right.
Hopefully, I hope we go up, but you never know. And we have Phantom's most recent being a 73. So then we have a part 2 to that page here.
Okay.
I hate that it's out of order like that. No one cares about the average of the scores. Do the
Right.
most recent.
There's a better image that I sent you.
Oh, is it like an order of most recent?
Yes. And it tells you this is from like the January or good, not January, July 11th.
You sent it to my computer, so I don't have it.
I'll read it off. So from July 11th, Blue Devils are on top, and Blue Devils and Crown are tied at 82.6 on the 11th. Crusaders at third, 80.85. Blue Coats with 80.45. SCV was 79.75. Mandarins was 76.95, and Cadets was 76.9, and Blue Stars at 75.75. And now we're knocking on the door of top 5. I'm just saying.
So again,
That door is
not
closed. That door is
the judging
wide
panel.
spanking open.
With the judging panel, it changes.
I think we're finally
Yes.
starting to get the results that I'd like to see.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I'm
the thing
excited.
that again, judging panels change that. So
It
when
renews my faith for tonight.
when
For
we
tonight.
get closer to everything, it just changes it and it gets better and better.
Right.
But
Hopefully that once we
again-
see the entire show with everyone there and like right one after another, we can also just say like, all right, this was better, this was not, this was meh. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I want to see when the next time Boston performs, because I want to see the next time we get a score. Because again, we've kind of like
I think that might be Mississippi
I'm looking at the
or Tennessee or what's the word? Memphis.
let's see here. Yeah, so not that performance. Not in Utah, not there.
Let me see if I can pull up a chart.
Yeah, we're next on the 14th.
Oh, so you guys got
A whole nother day.
of cleaning.
Yeah, so hopefully we come out and we shoot a shot and it's a big score. But
The biggin.
I mean, yeah, if you look at
The
these
big
most
fish.
recent scores, Jerf and Crest are out of the finals bubble. But
Unfortunately.
all of these cores right here, this is finals bubble right here.
I'll tell you what, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You are not safe at 11, 12 right now. Until they announce the 12 finalist cores, you are not safe.
I'm gonna be when we're in Indy, because again we're going to Indy. He lives right down the street, but I'm
Yes,
2.5
sir.
hours away. But when we go to Indy, I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat.
Oh my
I'm
God,
gonna
when
have
they
a, I'm gonna
start
have
announcing
a
the
hot dog in
yeah,
my hand. I'm gonna be like,
I'm scared. Yeah.
like I'm gonna tremble.
Dude, I will be shaking in my pants. Like this is crazy. Like
It's
this bubble,
scary.
like you could possibly be booting out a very established core that is a household name in finals over the past 5 years.
Well, I hate to say it, like with how scores have been increasing, and there could be even two new cores. Like, and I may be pushing it, but
Yeah, let's not go two. I think
like,
there's gonna be one. I think there's gonna be one. I'd say there's a good 50% for 50% chance of there being one, and a good 25% chance of there being two.
it's possible. Again, like it could be 20. I think 25% no changes, 50% one, 25 two.
Hmm.
Like it. I think honestly two is very possible. Like imagine like we get to the bottom two, and it's like oh shoot, and then it's like Music City and Colts or like something like that, and kicks like say Crossman and Knights out or something. Just
All
an
right.
example. Like that'd be insane.
Dude, I would go crazy. I would just sit there and just be like, "There's no shot that this happened,"
I would.
just because,
I'd
just
probably
because of
start
how,
crying.
just because of how established the top 12 have been recently. Like, it's so difficult to break down that door, especially like these past couple of years of gatekeeping. Like, there is just
Oh yeah. And honestly, who knows?
so.
Like, what if next year, if Spirit of Atlanta comes back, what if they jump back and make finals?
I don't know, dude. That's
It,
crazy. That's a good.
like
That's a good
I
question.
I highly doubt it, but it's a possibility. Like we don't know how like Spirit's core could be the next time they field.
Hmm.
It could be a powerhouse, and they could just come up and sweep and at least
Yeah,
get 12.
we still got Cascades that aren't on tour this year. No, who knows? Maybe they
Oh,
come knocking.
true.
Maybe
Seattle
they come knocking out of nowhere.
finals bubble.
Who
Oh.
knows? This is something, dude. This is crazy.
Okay, well, enough about these crazy scores. Let's listen to some tunes.
I would
Start
love
off
to.
with let's listen to some Vanguard Cadets. I know.
I think I know someone at Vanguard Cadets. I'm not entirely sure.
I hate the knee bend.
Hmm.
Sorry, Vanguard.
That's just not my thing.
Honestly, I like their uniforms.
Hmm. I want to know a show theme.
I don't know it off the top of my head.
I don't either, dude.
I like them better than the normal Vanguard uniforms.
Hmm.
But oh yeah, this Phantom Regiment warm up, dude.
That was at
Have you?
Muncie.
Oh my lord. As people are slapping on Phantom. If if that's not speaking, hey, I can be a top 8 this year, like,
What is?
even maybe possibly, given the universe and circumstances, top 6
Who knows? Maybe if the stars align.
first.
Oh God, you'd
Could
be
you
really breaking
imagine?
the establishment right there.
Yeah, it's like in 6th place, in 5th place, in 4th place, in 3rd. It's like Phantom has not been
Wait,
announced yet.
Phantom has
Whoa,
not been
whoa.
called. Oh no, oh no,
what's
this is not happening. The world is
what's
coming to an
going on?
end. The world as we know it is over. The Blue Devil's reign is over. No,
Yeah, it's Phantom's time to come back, and the
it's
East
Phantom's
Coast
time.
cores.
East
It's East.
Coast,
It's
East Coast,
East
West
Coast
Coast.
core. It's the
East.
East Coast core time to take over top
You
3 all
know,
the
I
time.
did say earlier this year. Excuse me. That is what I said earlier this year. A couple weeks ago, I said the East Coast, I think overall has better shows
Oh,
and will place
most
better in
definitely.
finals. I I don't know, dude, because I kind of wrote off Mandarins until they did all their changes.
Yeah, but I mean that's just one core though. Think about that.
But you still have Devils, so you
Well,
automatically have the Devils.
well, 3-2 then. Think about that.
And
Cadets, Boston, and
Vanguard.
Crowd. Vanguard is a hit or miss.
Vanguard is a very hit or miss show, and
That's
it
what I'm
is very
saying.
much missing for me.
Certain
But
certain year, like I hated Babylon when it first came out, but then as I saw it progress through the season, I was like, okay, now it grew on me.
it's
But
not growing on me this year.
not this year, no. And then with 2019, I wasn't a big fan. The only thing I liked from 2019 was the trombone feature,
In
the
the
little
Sousa.
solo. Yeah,
In the
like
Sousa. Let's go.
like that part. Like that's all I liked.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the pajamas personally.
Mm-mm. No, thank
Just
you.
not my
Not for me.
not my favorite.
Not
But
for me.
Blue Stars, the
Oh,
Lord of
this
the
is
Ring,
from last night.
the Lord of the Rings show. I'm
It's
kidding.
not Lord of the Rings.
This is not my laggy film.
They're doing better on the box rotations.
Kevin Fordrill.
Kevin Fordrill.
The hardest thing about box rotations is hitting those lines.
Oh my God, it's Ollie. Let's go, Ollie.
It's always those lines that are the hardest to hit.
Yeah.
There's some spacing problems personally.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do choreo, and again, I'm a
You
visual
can't let
writer.
it take off your dots.
Yeah, as a visual instructor myself, when you write choreo, and again, I was a dance captain for show choir. It's the same thing for that. When you write choreo, you have a dot. Just in marching band, indoor, drum corps, show choir, you have a dot, regardless of what you call it. Your riser position, your mark, your dot, your
Spot.
spot, whatever it is. When you do choreo, and say you go up to an open second position,
Mm-hmm.
you can't bring your right foot in if you brought your left foot out.
No.
Unless the whole horn line does that, you gotta bring it back. Unless it's a specific situation where all of you do it, or you're stepping off in the next spot, but all of you still did it, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're coming back to a close after a pose or something like that, ready to step off, you gotta come back to that
Right.
locked in spot. So the spacing's not often maybe you have it to where you go into duos and then you go back to your spot. That's a possibility.
Right.
But with that, it didn't look like that. It looked like some people just kind of brought the wrong foot in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a nitpicky thing, and I don't know. Just a nitpicky thing, but
Right.
I'm still not a big fan of their show. I probably won't be until I see it in person.
Yeah. I get that.
Personally. and I don't know if they're going to Akron or not, but
Maybe?
maybe I'm not sure. I haven't. I know Boston will be in Akron, and that's pretty much all I know. And I think Bluecoats and I think Crown is going to Akron
Probably.
too. Um, I think maybe Cadets. I'm not sure.
No, Cadets is at
Cincy.
yeah,
Cincy. Okay. I think Vanguard is in
Cincy.
Cincy. I think is Devils Akron then?
I think so. You'll get to see my
Dude,
homie Alex, a flugel soloist for Devils.
Blue Devils 2022.
Yeah. Colonel of Venice.
Is that a piccolo trumpet?
I think so.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hmm.
Um.
I like the Carnival of Venice. I like what they did with that.
Oh yeah, me too. Side note: it's so weird to watch the Western stadiums because it makes me feel like I'm watching drum corps like back in the 90s or 80s.
Hmm.
The stadiums just look so old.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
And
fine with it.
I mean, I'm fine with it. It's just then completely different from like the East Coast, where like you do it at high schools a lot, or like
Yeah.
college stadiums or stuff like
Well,
that.
these are a lot of college games. Like you had Stanford, you had the Rose
Hmm
Bowl, which by the way I
the
want to make
Rose
it out
Bowl.
too.
Yeah, maybe
Also,
next year.
side note, the I'm just gonna say this now. USC and UCLA moving into the Big Ten is destroying the Rose Bowl, but that's a whole other topic.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Ohio State versus USC is a very famous Rose Bowl matchup, and you're basically taking that away. So, side note, I don't like that, but either way, continue.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Buckeye fans.
let's go.
Crossman.
X-Men.
I love this section of the show.
Oh, I do too.
Two people were a little off.
All right, Mallows,
Yeah, Mellows.
do the thing. Do the screaming thing. I love the screaming thing.
Spartans.
Spartans.
Carolina Crown.
This isn't Carolina Crown.
I like their uniforms.
I do too.
It kind of reminds me of a high school uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Or this looks like something a high school would perform with.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad thing. I'm just.
No.
The audio is really quiet on this one.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. I think I have another video or two.
Do you have the cadets performance from Statesboro?
I do not. I don't think. I think.
Ugh.
I think the last one I have here is the Blue Knights one that we already watched. So I
Yeah.
don't really need to watch it again. We
Yeah.
already looked at the circles.
The circles.
um.
Reusing props saves money.
Yeah. So again, this is the only score we didn't really get to read off.
Oh, it might be 2 hours behind. I'm gonna be honest because Mountain Time is 2 hours. I'm almost certain from what's the word? Eastern. God, words, brain malfunctioning.
Something.
Something. Whatever time zone I'm in.
Hold up. Okay. The screen's off for you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, a busy night, but overall, lots of scary things finals bubble wise.
I am slightly cautiously, I don't want to say optimistic, but I am a creature of chaos, so I sow chaos and I need chaos in my life.
I just can't wait because we're gonna be sitting right next to each other, and my jaw's gonna drop.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna have a phone facing at us to record our reaction to the finals announcements because semifinals like whatever, but when we hear finals placements, like even placements and like announcements who's in finals, I'm gonna
Hmm.
record our reactions because that's
Well,
gonna
you
be
know that DCI is different
priceless.
from BOA. You'll notice you'll notice semifinal scores for like top 12 as like who placed higher than who because of performance order.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see and we'll be able to tell and make these just absolute crazy. Ugh, this is gonna be weird. I have a feeling this is gonna be very, very trippy.
Oh yeah. Um. So moving on from all that, let's talk DCI Indie. So as you guys know, we do a weekly podcast, and we said that there would be more episodes throughout certain weeks. World Championships is one of those weeks. DCI prelims that night. Him and I are gonna record. It's gonna get posted before semis. After semis, we're gonna record. We'll get posted before finals. But then for finals, we will not record right after because right after finals, I am driving back to Columbus and going to work right then and there. Um, I'm gonna be drinking a lot of energy drinks. um, and then
Worth it,
that will be Sunday now,
right?
and we will not record on Sunday because he has to move into college, and I'm gonna be tired. So that Monday, which will be the 15th,
Yeah,
the
that's what it is.
15th,
Yeah.
yeah, the 15th, it will be recorded and posted the same day. It will be recorded, hopefully earlier in the morning if that's
We'll see.
preferable. We'll
Well,
see.
Monday I have early week for marching band, so
Oh, true. So it's either going to be recorded that day and posted on Tuesday,
a
it
double
will just
video on Tuesday and Wednesday.
be posted on Wednesday, and then season two premiere for like Bands of America and Show Choir will be posted the following
Ah,
Wednesday.
that's right.
Um, just to make it easier on us, so we don't have to do a whole nother podcast. We can gather our thoughts for a whole week and a half, basically. And now we can have like 8 days, and then start season two with the BOA and show choir and country
Yeah. Which I'm so
ensembles.
excited. I'm so excited to start that too.
But I think we'll do it that way. We'll have prelims and semifinals recorded the night after. Um, then the finals video will be recorded Monday or Tuesday night, and that will get posted the Wednesday after finals,
Right.
which will be 15th is Monday, 16th is Tuesday, 17th. So August 17th it will get posted, but we'll probably record it like on the 15th or something.
Oh, we have
Um,
DCI Boise scores.
oh, bring them up.
So, Mandarins with a 77.35, Blue Knights with a 73.45. Oh, this is the kicker. Troopers with a 69.05 and the Academy with a 68.6.
Troopers. Troopers coming in hot.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, that's a way we got all the scores now. Ignore that. um, so it's gonna be a clean slate for next week. But
They are right behind they're in 14th.
wow,
They're in 14th place.
that's crazy.
Man.
Well, I mean, so we have those scores now. But back to DCI Indy. So
Wait, they're tied with Music City.
that's awesome.
They're tied with Music City for 14th.
I'm gonna have to watch their show tomorrow.
Yeah.
And also,
Good stuff.
so again, World Championship Finals is the 13th. The 14th, pre-shirt or pre-orders for shirts will end. 15th, the finals episode will be recorded. So season finale of season 1. That will be posted on that Wednesday. And then the following Wednesday, we'll go back to our normal weekly, probably until Grand Nats, which will probably be the same format roughly.
For the weekend at least, that'll be, yeah.
A couple podcasts for that.
Hmm.
And then we'll kind of have an off season. We'll have a mini season 3 kind of. Kind of building up into the indoor season and then also show choir season still. But
And then drum corps audition season.
yeah, and that will be another off season and then right on back to drum corps.
Man,
So the year's gonna go fast. So that's kind
yeah.
of like a spill on what the rest of the year is gonna look like. But we also got all the first field productions coming along. Hades, I think we'll say, is about 30% done in total. And I still got till September. But my plan is to finish it earlier so I can start on the next one earlier. But
Yes.
that's just a rough idea. But and then with the new year, when Swinging Down Broadway is released in January, we'll release the new productions. And I'm thinking, I haven't brought up to Mitchell yet, but I'm thinking of maybe doing 3 field shows and maybe 2 show choir shows.
Ooh. Okay.
Since we'll be entering show choir competition season, so kind of in the spirit of show choir, throw 2 of those out there.
Sounds good with me.
And personally, voice parts are easier to write.
Oh yeah.
And arrange.
Well, there's less of them.
Yeah, it's not.
It's what, soprano, alto, tenor, bass.
I mean, yeah, and then you'll have like occasional tenor 1-2, baritone, bass
But
1-2, soprano
same.
1-2, alto 1-2.
Definitely less parts to write than a horn line.
Yeah, plus percussion, plus woodwinds, plus
That
front
too.
ensemble.
Yep. That is
Plus, plus sound effects, plus
Oh, God.
everything.
Groovy, baby.
Okay, well, I mean, that's gonna probably be it for today, and we gave you guys a little couple updates and some future ideas and things that will go on. Some outgoing notes. Make sure you follow us and subscribe social medias and like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and obviously stay on the website. And they're all under Raise Inspiring Productions, and all of the links to all of those are on the website at raiseinspiringproductions.com. We encourage everybody to fill out the arts community form. If you go on the website and you go to the contact section, you just scroll down just a little bit, it'll have a little form. You can fill that out if you want to show off your work, show off some videos of you performing, become a guest in the show, just say some ideas, or get in contact with us, like see if like there's anything you could be a part of with this, or like if you're an artist, become one of the artist hosts for that podcast that hopefully we will start by the end of 2022, hopefully. But if not, hopefully at some point in 2023 we'll start that. But I mean, besides for that, remember, pre-orders end August 14th, and all the social medias are waiting for you. We post all the videos and bunch of pictures and stuff from events we go to, and all updates on the social medias there. But besides for that, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you all next week. Peace.